Hi, and welcome to day 107 of the 21 days meditation course, which is all today about stories about Shri Mataji and our spiritual growth. So before I go into it, here's what we will do today. So first I will share two stories that were my two first milestones in my spiritual journey with Sahaja Yoga meditation. Then we will do a putzuk together, followed by a talk of with Shri Mataji. Afterwards, we will have a short silent meditation. Then Linda will do some announcements, and we will have then the breakout rooms where you can ask questions, where someone can work on you. So my name is Angie. I am meditating since 1994. And when I started with the Sahaja Yoga meditation, my life was a real mess. I was a mess. I will not go into details here. But I found the Sahaja Yoga meditation from my brother. I saw the photo of Shri Mataji in his room one day and wanted to know everything about her and about the meditation. So I started to go to the center once a week, and I always looked forward. That was my once a week meditation, which I really enjoyed. So one night I had a dream, and in the dream I saw Shri Mataji walking to her car. And when I saw her, I ran towards her. I fell on my knee and I asked Shri Mataji, please help me. And Shri Mataji looked at me, with this big loving smile that you see also here in the photo. And she did this, the Indian head movements. And she said very, very sweetly, "How can I help you when you don't meditate?" And that was when I realized that I really have to meditate each and every day. So that was my first milestone where I started to meditate every day. And the second story was that I was also given a photo of Shri Mataji. And, the yogis told me, if you meditate with the photo, it will really help you with the vibrations. Your meditations will be deeper. You will clear better. But then still, for the Western mind to sit in front of a photo was very new and an uncomfortable idea. So I had a photo at home in my drawer, but I meditated without it. So what happened one day was I came home and I felt terrible. I mean, I cannot even explain it. I really felt there was such a negative energy that was there. And then I remembered, everyone keeps telling me meditate with the photo. Now is the moment to do that. So I will try that out. So I put the photo of Shri Mataji out of the drawer in front of me. I sat in front of the photo, and then I actually talked to the photo and I said, okay, everyone keeps telling me that this will help me. And so here I am. I did not know what to do or anything. I just say, okay, here I am. And I was sitting. The next thing that happened was that I felt a really extreme loving presence right standing next to me. I did not see anything, but I could feel suddenly someone being there, and it was such a beautiful feeling. Someone taking my arm, like really as if someone, very lovingly took my arm and guided it so that my right hand was in front of my center Svadhisthana, the second energy center. And then I started feeling like inside my chakra, the energy center was starting to rotate on high speed. I felt it went I had the hand like this in front of the center, and I felt the energy like going through in high speed, rotating like that. At the same time, it went from left to right in the body and in my hand. I mean, there was a lot going on. And within seconds, everything was gone, and I was bathed in cool vibrations that were flowing all over my body. And I was like, oh my God, this photo is really powerful. And I found the photo today because I wanted to show it to you. It's like this photo here. And you see, it's a very small photo, but what a power. It was really a miracle happening there. So that was my second milestone, where I understood that meditating with the photo is really powerful. And why I wanted to tell the stories today is also because you might have heard already a lot of stories with Shri Mataji, people who could talk to Shri Mataji, who were near to Shri Mataji, who had experiences personally with her. And sometimes we might feel a little bit sad, like, oh, why I could not be there, why I could not personally talk with Shri Mataji. I could have asked so many questions or get guidance or get help. But the thing is that if we really desire it, if we want it, and if we ask for it, then Shri Mataji will be there whenever we ask for it. These stories that I experienced, that just show that how close Shri Mataji is if we ask, for it. She will not come and force it on us, but if we reach out, if we want the connection, then she is there, and she will find ways to show you what you need, to guide you, to tell you the things that you need to know. And it's just a really beautiful journey, because you will realize that in every second there is such a tremendous loving power with you that protects you, that helps you, that loves you to no end. And it's just beautiful to experience. And so with that, let's go into the Futsuk. We can start by raising our Kundalini and give ourselves the bandhan. Then let's hold our hands over the water, if you have your Futsuk ready. And I think most of you know already the mantra, which is Shri Samudra Devata, which we can say. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samudra Devata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Yamala Devi Namo. And then we do 7 circles around the Futsuk, which will help to keep the negative energies inside the water. It should not go anywhere else. Then we put our feet into the water. And let's, for a moment, see what is happening inside of us. Are there any thoughts? Are the thoughts about the past or the future? Are there any upset emotions? You can also see, what do we feel in the hands? Is one hand warmer than the other? Is there coolness? Are there any fingers that you feel that feel heavy or warm or tingling? Just observe your own state without thinking about it or reacting. Just notice it and observe it. You can also see what we feel over the head. If we feel coolness coming or warmth. Also try with the other hand. And we will do all of it at the end of the meditation, just to see our own progress too in the meditation. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. And let's put our right hand on the heart. And go deep inside your heart to the deepest point where our spirit resides, our true self. And we can ask, and actually we can try to ask Shri Mataji directly, can express it even towards her photo. Shri Mataji, please let me feel the joy and the love of my own spirit. And then we just observe. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to think about anything. Just see what happens in your heart. Then we hold the right hand towards the ground, towards the Mother Earth. The left hand stays on the lap. And here we ask, and again we can address Shri Mataji's photo. Just try it out and experiment with it too. Shri Mataji, please take out all negative emotions, any heaviness, anything that makes me unhappy. All things that still disturb me from the past. Please take that all out of my system. And again, we leave it completely to these vibrations to work it out. We don't need to do anything. Just allow it to happen. And we can watch it, what is happening in our left hand that represents our left channel. And we put the right hand back on the left. And we put the left hand towards the sky. And here we ask, and we can again address Shri Mataji, photo. Shri Mataji, please clear my right side, my right channel. Please take out all excessive heat, any angry and upset emotions, any form of stress. Please dissolve it. And again, we completely give it into the hands of the vibrations. We just watch it and we allow it to happen. And we can observe our right hand, how it feels. Then we bring down the hand again. Now we can put the right hand on top of the head and press a little bit down and put your full focus on the point where you feel the pressure. Then we can slowly lift the hand. Just see what you feel above the head. If you feel a little bit more coolness than when we started. You can also try with the other hand. Sometimes it can get a little bit warmer, which means that your Kundalini is working. And now let us rinse our feet. We can set the foot soak bowl aside. And now we can listen to a talk of Shri Mataji.
I do not want you to make the same pickle out of me as you have pickled out other people. Put it to practice. Because when I spoke in America, they were all taping me down. And everybody said, Mother, you should not allow them to tape because you see these are all writers and this and that and they will use your knowledge and spread the thing. I said, they will, let them do it. After all, Kundalini I have to awaken, they cannot do it. If they could do, I would be very happy to sit down. Let them do it, I'll be very happy. Anybody who says that why should you, I said very good, you come along here and do it. I'll be very happy to settle down because I gain nothing. What is my gain? Anybody who is willing to do it, I'll be very happy to retire, absolutely, because by God's grace, I'm a married woman and I'm very happily married. I have my own children and grandchildren. Why should I bother my head of going around the people traveling like this? Yesterday in Sydney, here in Melbourne, today again go back to Sydney, then to India. Why should I do it? For what? Only because I love, because I know it's my mission. I have to do it. I'm supposed to do it. This is the job I have. But if anybody else can do it, I'll be very happy for them to do it. Now, when it comes to all these awakening and all that, it's a thing that happens to you. It is a thing that moves within you, and you have to feel the movement. It is not a blind lane where you just pay some money in the counter and say, now we enter into the blind lane. And do what you like. Somebody says you jump, somebody says you do this and do that. Nothing. Everything is logical. First, your Kundalini must arise. If it does not arise, I cannot give you a certificate. You cannot give a certificate. Nobody can give you a certificate. It's nothing artificial. So in America, when I went and told them, and they had tape recorders and all that, something bad has also come out of it, because it's a born again. All these things have come from there, only from my lectures. Because I told the Christians when they called me, thinking me to be Christian in the churches, you see, they thought this is bona fide. Because I was baptized according to them. So I should be baptized by these people. So I am all right. I was bona fide. They called me in the churches. You see. And they also collected a collection for me. Very interesting. But the best part of it, some of them got up certain words. I said, you are to be born again, you are to be born again. So they have got a now cult called Born Again. Finished. It's very difficult to talk to these mad people. Anything you tell them, they make a cult out of it. Anything you know, they want to pickle out. You see, it's such a difficult thing with human beings. They don't want to take to reality. They want to have their ego everywhere asserting, by which they pluck out all that is living and make that dead ugly and say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Absurd. But this is what happens to us. Like many people say, I said, why are you still doing these things? They said, we have paid for it, so let us go through it. Even it is hell, you go through it. That's the mentality. Now here there is nothing paid, there's no attachment. It's your freedom seeking, which is the attachment. If you are really a seeker, you'll go deep into it and have the blessings, have the beauty of that spirit which is within you, which you can have. The time has come. This was the time was promised. It's talked about in John's Revelation. Also, in many of the Indian scriptures, it is described. The best is William Blake, who has described it very beautifully. In his book called Milton, even the place where I lived first, Surrey Hills, he has said the first beacons will be lit in Surrey Hills. He has also said where our ashram is, that in the ruins of Lambeth Vale, the foundations will be laid. Come to Lambeth Vale, and he says that it will be a Jerusalem one day. England will be a Jerusalem. I would request you that you must attend your collective programs, because the message of Sahaja Yoga is collectivity. If you take my photograph and meditate at home, after some time you'll find you'll lose vibrations. You will not grow. You have to grow collectively. It's very important that all of you should grow together collectively. Collectiveness must be developed. Otherwise, you must work it out, how it works on others, and how you cure others, and how you help others is to be seen. Some people will be coming from Melbourne, from Sydney to Melbourne in the beginning, till you understand Sahaja Yoga, and then they will go away. Of course, there is no money, nothing involved. As you see, we have started in a very small way. Now, when next time I come, I'm sure Melbourne will be a seat of very good Sahaja Yogis, not doubting but understanding. Doubting doesn't give you much chance. You see, what is there to doubt is nothing but your ego is doubting something. There is nothing to doubt. Just come and see, this is a new university into which you have entered. You don't have to pay anything, that's all. Where you have to pay, you do not doubt and ask questions. I know you go headlong, but here you are free. You have freedom to doubt, but do not pull it too fast, because it will spoil your chances of realization. May God bless you.
Let's stay for 2 more minutes in meditation. We can slowly raise our Kundalini and really try to feel the vibrations while we are doing that. Try to feel your Kundalini inside or in your hands, over the head. The same way we give ourselves a protective shield. Feel the vibrations in the hands, how you're covering your body, each and every chakra with the vibrations. And then Linda will do some announcements.
Thank you so much, Angie. Really enjoyed your stories and the meditation very much. I'm sure we all felt a lot and really enjoyed it. Yeah. I want to say that next week we're going to be, it's our last of this year, and we get to day 108. And we are going to spend a little time taking a look at how we've progressed, how we've benefited from the course, and what's next. And one of the things I want to share with you that's coming next is that we are going to be starting up again on January 14th. So we do have one more session next week. That's December 4th. We have the foot soaks in between. But on January 14th, just go back, please. Go back to the first couple back. Thank you. So we're going to continue this community. And I think, as Shri Mataji said at the end of her talk, the power of meditating together is really palpable. We can feel it when as more and more of you join every time, and the vibrations increase. And by the time we're all here and we're all intently meditating together, it becomes strong, and that's how we really can grow. As she was saying, it's of course very important to meditate on our own at home, but also together. So we're going to continue, and we invite all of you to come to the next course. We're going to start over, and even though you may have come from the beginning this in March of this year, I'm sure if you attend that we're going to do 21 days in a row again to begin with. And just as all of us Sahaja Yogis also, we experienced those 21 days, and people who were not beginners, but who had been meditating for some time joined the course. It can be very powerful to hear about the chakras. Again, of course, meditate together, and you go deeper and deeper. So we'll be sharing some details about that starting later this week in the WhatsApp groups. So if you're not already in our WhatsApp groups, you can ask the host, and we'll also post that in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be posting it there, all the details. And again, next week, we'll talk more about it. So very much looking forward to having all of you join and take on a new role of helping others. And that can be extremely fulfilling. If you haven't already been sharing it with others, it'll be a great opportunity as well. So we want to invite you. We've been mentioning about the Florida seminar. That's over New Year's. And if you're interested, you can email. We'll put that in the chat in a second as well. And now we're going to go on to our breakout rooms. So please join. It's a great opportunity, as you know, to work on vibrations, ask questions, anything you like. So hope you enjoy it today and look forward to seeing you next week for our last session of this course this year.